To know who we are, and where we're going, we must know how we arrived here. Welcome to REPHETIC, a revolutionary study of the Great Pyramid, which promises to rewrite civilization's history. Paul Carlo.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the REPHETIC podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You and Bambino here.
Yeah, my pet, my buddy.
Nice. I'm trying to stay out of the direct sunlight.
But yeah, I don't have that problem.
It's pretty bright.
It looks that way.
So you watched a couple of our podcasts. You familiar with our format?
Somewhat, you know.
But yeah, for real, it's all about you. And I've known you, a couple of years now? Two, three, four?
Yeah.
Or however long?
About 4.
And here's the beauty of this conversation for the listener, is I don't know much about you. So that's where it's going to be cool. So you get to tell us whatever story you want to tell us. So
that's, I don't know what story, you want to start with or discuss about.
Whatever you think, man. Start where you want. We're in St. Louis. You start here. So give me a snapshot. So like right now, you're a boxing trainer.
Yeah.
Do you do other work?
I mean, I work with the kids. We work with boxing therapy. So it's a boxing club right here, what they call it, Frenchtown, right there at 2nd Street in Randolph.
Right.
Work with kids with autism, kids with wheelchairs, mentally handicapped kids. But then we also got the kids, regular boxers. We have a couple pros in there too.
Yeah.
And just trying to work with the kids to give back what was given to me. I had a really good career, got to travel all over the world and have some really neat experiences, met some wonderful people over the years, and ups and downs and trouble.
Right. Everybody gets in a little trouble, don't they?
Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble, buddy. Let's say some are sicker than others. I think I'm sicker than all of them sons of bitches.
Oh, right. Yeah. He won't bite you. He's good, dog. Yeah, so there's a lot of coffee shop stuff still going on here.
Yeah.
So, did you grow up here?
Yeah. I was born in New York, grew up Old Town Florissant. Moved here when like 6, 7 years old.
Right.
3 older brothers, little sister.
Right. There was 4 of us when I grew up. And I describe this. I describe us as being raised like dogs, literally. Not like good care dogs, because a lot of dogs got it pretty good. Raised like wild rabid dogs. Whatever. That was my history. And so, how did you, with 3 older brothers, so like violence, and you just had to fight for what you needed?
That's why I got into boxing. People always wondered why. I was like 3 older brothers, mom and dad were gone at work all day, and chores got done, and I made sure their chores were done.
Right.
And if I was to say anything, well, just because I got whooped them days doing them chores, I'd got whooped twice as hard the next day. Wow. I said something, so yeah, it was,
They just had their little enslaved brother, hey?
Yeah.
Did you process all this? Are all your brothers and sisters still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Okay, good. Did they make their amends for how they treated you?
Nah.
They didn't?
They're all ex-Marines, and I didn't go into service,
Right.
But they were all ex-military, and, that was it there.
Yeah.
It's just their deal. It's like, I remember, I think I was in 7th grade, I got my ear pierced, and about 45 minutes later, thought I was cool. I walked in the house. Both my brothers were home from leave on the Marines.
Right.
My oldest brother already yanked it. He ripped it out.
Right.
Ripped it out. Dad came home and he's like, well, you're lucky he ripped it out because I would have shot that son of a bitch out.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah.
This, I would never say, I approach things like, I don't know necessarily what's good or bad. Certain things point us in a certain direction, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, we wouldn't have had the life we have had you not had certain things happen.
Yeah, that's true. But, sometimes they say things happen for a reason, and I disagree with that,
Okay, tell us, clear it up for us.
It's our choices, It's like, everybody talks about how God wants this and this. Yeah, God does. But, God had it in his plan. I don't think God had it in his plan for people to get killed and, just kids get molested. So that wasn't his plan. It's what we did to ourselves. A lot of people want to blame God and for shit that we're the ones that can change it. It's you're having your voice. I could jump around to different things all day long,
Sure.
politics and religion, and it just doesn't make sense. It's for instance, I remember years ago, my son, he's 35, when he was going into like third grade. I sat at the school, sat up there walking distance to the school during the election, and they needed 5 teachers, for the third graders. And it was the first day of school. We're walking to school in the neighborhood. People were walking the kids to the school, and then all these parents complaining because they only had 3 teachers for all these 5th graders, and they're overwhelmed. And why didn't they get more teachers? And I asked them all if they voted, and not one of them voted. And there was about 15 people. And it missed by 60-something votes. If we would have had 63 votes, it would have passed. They would have had 5 teachers for that grade. Mm-hmm. But these people didn't vote. And then they were bitching first day of school because their kids are stuck in overcrowded classes. And if they were to walk to the school like they walked to talking to their kid, not driving nowhere, but they want to complain about it, and it's the way it is, they didn't vote, but they want to complain, and that's what they got to do. People got to vote for that kind of shit, for your schools and stuff like that. And don't think about that stuff.
Stay involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The same way, with God. My God is a caring, loving, doesn't judge. Hey man, treat people the way you want to be treated. Right. Treat everybody good, more or less. We all don't want to be pricks and jerks, but you treat me like you treat me wrong, man. I'll try to forgive you, but you can only give so much.
Right.
And I know some people got to forgive, and I ain't one of them guys,
Right. Yeah. And ultimately, we outsource violence to the government, police, local, city, whatever, right? Mostly. But then there's situations where, shit happens, fights happen,
Yeah, that's everywhere. You're going to have that. But, right. And I remember back in the day when, you got fights, it was the only thing you got to worry about is get knocked on the ground, get kicked in the head, These kids nowadays, they're they're out of control, man.
Yeah,
They have no respect for themselves.
Yeah.
They disrespect everything that goes on with everybody.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's kind of I've seen this. We drove to a show on my birthday. Maybe it's just the city, but stop signs, stop lights, optional throughout the whole fucking city. No, I mean, it's crazy, and that just doesn't work. Anyway, lawless society, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I go down in the city here in St. Louis. I've drove down there, sitting at lights and cars will fly by. I'm sitting at I'll be coming up to a green, I'll see sitting at a green light coming up, and you'll see cars flying through.
Yeah.
They don't care down there. Shit.
No, it's wild, isn't it? So, okay, well, tell me about, and again, not identity-wise, and let's say the last couple of years I've known you was through recovery, right?
Yeah.
But how long have you been clean and sober now?
About, grace of God, they say, every day, one day at a time, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'll have 5 years, 7-11.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, you picked that date? And I was like, no.
You didn't pick it? That's
I didn't pick that date at all. It was, I guess 7/10 was the last time I got drunk, man. And it was, it was weird. I didn't surrender. I didn't give up.
Right.
I didn't, it was, I felt the Spirit or Holy Ghost tell me, it was humanly impossible to explain. What, and they were like, you're done. We're taking the alcohol away. And
was that on the 10th? Or did it come on the 11th?
I guess when I woke up on the 11th, it was, it was gone.
Right.
It was where, where before where I got shot and stabbed, I broke my neck in 3 places, I broke my arm in half. And
yeah, that arm's fucked up.
So many operations, and I've never broken every single bone in my body, guaranteed, or any bone you can name, I freaking broke. And it was alcohol related,
right.
Low alcohol related. Yeah, and the next day I remember, when was it? Oh, I don't know, when I got stabbed. You know, in the hospital, man, I got doing one-hitters with my buddies. You know, nurses come in, they're out of control, man, because we got these tanks and oxygen and shit. I'm in there doing one-hitters. You know who I'm, Paul Carlo.
Smoking in the hospital room.
Doing one-hits, yeah. With the, you know, it did bother me. It didn't bother me at all because I didn't care.
Right.
I didn't care about life. I didn't care about shit. I was a selfish, self-centered, ignorant, no good piece of shit, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I regret it every day a lot, you know, but it was by the grace of what he did, man, was amazing. And that next day I was gone, I was done. And it was gone, man. Now the only thing is how to live life the right way. You know, to treat people good every day, you know.
Including yourself.
Yeah, you know, I still beat myself up on a regular basis, you know. But you know, I don't know. It's what he did to me with the drugs and alcohol was amazing. You know, just took it away. It's gone. Now, I got several character defects I got to work on.
Yeah, they're not going to go away nearly as easy. Not easy. None of it's easy. But,
no, none of it is.
Yeah.
You know? It's like smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Speaking of nicotine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got one of these motherfuckers. You are smoking outside. I am taking my nicotine. Dude, I've chewed for like 20 years. It was 200 milligrams a day worth of Copenhagen. Now I'm down to like 35, 40. So there's so much. So anyway, tell me, when did you start? I don't want to like boxing's your identity. No, I'm saying
I know.
There's way.
Yeah.
Well, there's way more to you than that, isn't there?
I hope so. There
Okay.
is. Yeah. You
Okay.
know, it was. I mean, I don't know. That was about it. It was boxing. You know, I just started at a young age and stayed with it, and you know, had some really good success and made some great accomplishments.
Right.
You know, that surprised me, and when I look back about it, it was you know, by the grace of God to do the right thing, be with the right people that were always good, positive role models and good people that we didn't listen to.
Right.
You know, that's why we got in a lot of shit we did, because a lot of the role models and good people we were around, we didn't follow their leads. You know, how many times were we told what to do when we fucking didn't listen?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my dumb ass, went to prison 4 different times, you know. And, you know, that's just,
Four times back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 times, and you know, it was just first time, you know, I went to a real prison. The next 2 times were the 72 days, whatever, the 120.
Yeah, 120
day shock treatment, you know, and then the last time, you know, I did, you know, 4 years and 9 months, and on a 5-year sentence. But I don't know, man. I had so many freaking DWIs before that were just were taken care of.
Right. Sure.
You know, and
It would have been worse.
well, you never know, man. So maybe I think way back in the day when I was fighting and I had a big name, I had a lot of people take a lot of favors, got a lot of things done for me, and who knows, maybe I could have changed it around if my consequences would have been, you know,
more
the way they should have been
immediate,
back
right.
then, instead of being, you know, hey, just, you know, let me off for things I accomplished and my name and shit that happened. You know, that was a big.
Yeah.
And when I was locked up, man, it was, you know, it was everything. Everybody was taking care of me.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I knew people knew me from the streets and this
Right.
and that, and you know, different people, different cultures.
Right.
You know.
And doesn't that too? Tell me, like it stands to reason, you know, Paulie, the boxer, whatever. Otherwise, you're a target. Whoever's trying to make a name for themselves, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Well, back in the day it was, you know, what that was. Now it ain't nothing. Now people ask me, I'm like, dude, if somebody hits me, I'm going down. I'm going really. 61-year-old beat up ass
Are you
boxer.
61? Yeah. What? So okay, so you start early. What, teenage years? Where you start at 9, 10?
Yeah, I had my first fight when I was 8.
Okay.
You know, I was 65 pounds.
Right.
And then, you know, from there, I just, you know, went through the, you know, silver gloves, junior Olympics, you know, always wanted to be the golden gloves and won the golden gloves and, you know, go to the nationals. And I never won the nationals, but, you know, I fought in the championship a couple times. And, you know, there's bad decisions everywhere, but made a really good name of myself and got to represent the United States Olympic team several times, you know, a couple different times, travel around the world, you know, fight for the USA team and represent them. And I think I lost 2 international out of about 20, 30 fights international. I think I lost 2.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, those are, you know, close decisions in pros. You know, I got to go up to Larry Holmes' camp and, you know, I just, man, got sparred to Berto Duran, who just come in town last week.
Right. I seen those pictures. I wanted to go to that.
That was pretty cool,
There's
man.
bikes going by. Look at these guys flying through.
You know what? And what was cool about picking up Roberto was you know, he's, you know, his family.
Was he around your era or whatever?
No, he's 12 years older than me.
Okay.
And he's had, man, this guy was hands of stone. He was one of the greatest fighters of all time. And I'm glad back then I didn't know he was 12 years older than me. Because then I would have felt bad thinking this old dude's, you know, catching me with some stuff, man.
Did you guys spar together?
Yeah, we sparred together, man.
We're just a similar weight class? Or
yeah, we were right around the same weight class back in Miami Beach. Was that the early 90s, maybe? Late 80s, early 90s? Right. Man, I can't remember. I think it's maybe 91, I think. But I'm not sure. I think it is. But
dates,
anyway.
what dates?
Yeah, been hit the head too many times. Can't remember.
Yeah, but just quickly on that, and get into whatever story you want. But you seem very cognizant and very presentable in your speech, in your thinking, whatever. I'm saying you meet guys that don't. That aren't, right?
Well, yeah, and because I was a boxer, I didn't stand toe to toe with Bang, and a lot of guys, you know, they.
Sluggers.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I wasn't one of those guys, man. I'm boom, 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 and I'm going, I'm moving, I was on my bicycle all the time,
right.
You know.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the way to fucking keep your wits about you.
Yeah, I guess. And being a southpaw, that was a big thing too.
Oh, okay.
Those, you know, there's times where people wouldn't even fight me because I was a southpaw. You know, they didn't want to take the fight.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I mean, and like you said, that was everybody, the boxer, and it was hard, man, because you know I had a lot of things, a lot of opportunities that I just threw away because of the drinking, man.
Yeah,
the drinking was was horrible, man, and.
Okay, right there. So physically and talent and work, whatever, you were as good as anybody. I'm saying, did the lifestyle, the choice, this and that, whatever, that affected you professionally all over the place? Not so much. You kept it together, or what?
Nah, I never kept together. You know, it was one of the ones where, you know, on the outside everybody thought it was good, but nah, I was miserable for years, man.
Right.
You know, and alcohol takes its toll. You know, people. You know, you see people in meetings and, I wasn't an alcoholic and I hated this place and all this. And it's like, man, I knew I was an alcoholic 20, 30 years ago. I didn't care. It was the way it was. You know, I'm going to drink myself. I'm a lonely, desperate, die on a bar stool. That's just the way you're going to go. You know, North County way, the old timers, you know, eventually their wives divorced them and they were sitting in BJ's bar. And that's where they end up. And
haven't talked to the kids or whatever.
Well, you know, and I've buried 3 or 4 of my best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you know, 2 guys, I was the best man in the weddings. I buried them. You know, 1 guy, I mean, we were literally, him and I were good, you know, childhood buddies, and we were just, you know, it's like, yeah, this guy's my best friend. He dies. Well, I got a new best friend, but there were guys from my neighborhood we all grew up with.
Yeah.
I grew up with. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and other friends of mine are, are injured. You know, I got one of my friend of mine. He's blind. You know, Timmy Menino. You know, from drinking and I was talking with a couple of people a couple of times, and you know, you get to conversations about anything and everything about their livelihood, and alcohol screwed up everything. No matter what it is. I mean, I talk to buddies of mine that, you know, they don't talk to their kids or their grandkids or daughters or daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws, whatever, because of some escapade happened in drinking. It might have been a year or 2 ago and wasn't no big fucking deal. It happened, happened a long we were drunk and they were drunk, and it's, so I gotta tell people, man, you take 100 times go out 100 times, and you can figure one time is going to be good. 99 times you're going to fuck with. There's that one time out of 100 times it's
like
okay,
golfing,
you know?
or whatever, stupid shit.
Yeah, it's like, no, that one time you think that 99 times you know you fucked up out of 100, and there was that one good time, bullshit. There was something in there, regardless of that day or evening, that was fucking stupid you did because of the alcohol.
Yeah,
You know, I mean.
So the saying around the rooms is, so I didn't get in trouble every time I drank, but every time I got in trouble, I was drunk.
Yeah.
You know, like that,
Exactly.
that about covers it.
Yep.
For the most part.
Yeah, it was it's an ugly road, man. You know,
Yeah.
it devastates families. I see the shit. I hear about it. You know,
Right.
It's, you know, it's like, you know, like the heroin junkie on the corner, and you know, in the gutter, what a lowlife. It's like, I was worse than that, because eventually, I know some of them you know, them with the junkies, they gotta find them. They gotta wait for their dealer. You know what I mean? They gotta sit and maybe go a couple hours sober, maybe with the, you know, dry heaves or going crazy. My dealer was on a corner, and I could buy enough supply in all through the night, the next day.
For a
You know,
week.
Stack it up. Shit all around the house, you know. And I mean, you know, mine was
your-
worse. I was
your primary
worse.
thing drinking?
Yeah, it was
Primary.
just drinking,
Yeah.
You know, and I got, you know, to where it was just at home, vodka, you know,
Right.
hidden all over. Just hated life, didn't want to live. You know, there was no reason
Right.
to. And I knew it. And I knew it for years. You know, there's just times after years you just hated yourself, looking in the, you know what you do. You wake up just guilty, you know, the shit I did to my kids and my family, you just, you know, you hate it so bad. All I needed to do was drink. You didn't know no better.
Right.
You know, I mean, I want to kick myself in the ass every day of my life for thinking, why did I do this 20, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
You know?
When you wake up like that, there's no immediate fix for that other than the next drink.
Oh, yeah,
That's
exactly. That's all there is. You know, and then, you know, that's it. I remember I was drinking I was waking up just to drink to go pass out again.
Yeah.
That's all life was mattering. You know.
And then, so your gal, I don't
Debbie.
think I met her. I might have met her at one of the street fights up here.
Yeah.
But you guys been together, what, how long?
15,
I mean,
14,
in
15
total,
years.
I'm saying.
Yeah, 15, 14 years,
So
something like that.
she went through the 10 years
Yeah, she
at the end?
Yeah. You know, I don't know, man. It's, you know, like her, and they'll say, oh, you're a saint, you're such a good girl, take care of her. And like to her, that was always an insult, you know, and I don't blame her. You know, it's you know, I mean, it was over the years, you know, how's Paul doing? What's Paul doing? You know, that's all they ever did. You know, because I was always I was the black sheep, you know. Oh, Paul, fuck, he went to prison for drinking. Yeah, my family got out of, my brother-in-law and sister, they got out of about 4 or 5 DWIs because, oh, you know, Paul Carlo, you know, you're Paul Carlo's little sister. My brothers, over on that side of the river, yeah, I'm clean cut. On this side, on this drink of the water over here, this is where I got my DWIs. They don't like me over here. And I didn't have no connections over here. But, you know, good thing, fuck. You know, if I kept going, they kept getting away, man, I'd be dead or another family would be dead. Somebody else would be suffering, you know.
Right, sure.
You know, if I didn't finally do what they had to do. Or by the grace of, it was by the grace of God, you know.
Yeah, what they say, God takes care of babies and drunks. Somehow.
You know, and that's what it was. It was kind of like, you know, he gave me all these chances, and that's what it was. When I literally say it was a spirit, it was a Holy Ghost. They literally, God was like, fuck, dude, we've given you 10,000 opportunities and tried to give you everything in the world for the help, and you've been dead. How many times have I saved you? You're gonna kill yourself. I'm gonna do it for you. You know, you're not gonna go through the program like the normal people do. 20, 30 years of sobriety or whatever, X amount of years of sobriety, and they finally get the gift. God was like, no, I'm gonna give it to you, man, because you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So,
you're not gonna make it.
No, I wouldn't have. Ain't no way.
Sure. What? So that I don't. You know, you can't really quantify and compare people's experience or whatever. But my feeling, the last night I drank too, it was the same way. It just I was 18 instead of fucking 56. You know, it was really the same thing. It was, you know, I just can't live another day like this. yet I don't know any other way. What's the deal? And then hopefully the choice gets removed, and I don't have to make that choice, because I lose every time. It's like, here, if I'm gonna do the battle, do I drink? Do I not drink? Do I lose that battle every single time?
Oh, it's not even a battle no more, you know.
No, I know, but it's gonna cost you this, it's gonna cost you that. Still do it, until one day, maybe you just, a God, a spirit, whatever. Well, that music's awful loud. Takes that decision away from you. It's like, here, I got this. Why don't you sit down, shut the fuck up, and just, how about go, right? Go to all these people are sitting here doing the same thing. You walk in, you plug in. It's like, hey, I don't know how to do this. Yeah. And they show you, right?
Well, yeah, it's just it. Some will come and do that. Like, luckily when I got in, I was like, I wanted it. I came in and I said, I was lost, lonely, beat, defeated, and just done.
Right.
I didn't come in there hating everybody, and I'm no alcoholic, and fuck you people, and people don't tell me I'm a tough guy, I'm a beater. I hear that shit so much. It's just, right. I get sick and tired of hearing tough guys. All the guys come here are tough guys, and I was like, save it, man. I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. It's I don't know. I get to a point where I got enough bullshit in my front yard and all my stuff that I still need to. I don't have time to really, like, for some sponsorship. Some people should sponsor. Some people shouldn't be sponsoring people, man. And like what I was giving earlier was a lot of the people, when they come in, they need to be quiet. They don't, they want to come in there and talk and just hear themselves talk and know what the fuck they're talking about. We were talking the other day about a guy I know. A guy, for instance, this guy got 4 30-day coins in 8 months because he got his coin and he was talking. He's from day one when he'd gone like 3 4 5 days. He'd come, I got my coin, and blah blah. I went on a drink, and and I got 3 days. I'm like, well, okay, we believe you, but and he'd talk every day. Well, yeah, I got my 30 days. He'd get a 30-day coin. A couple of days later, a week or two later, he'd come in and been
gone for a week.
Yeah. And it was like, come on, dude, why don't you? Perfect example. If you maybe sit there and shut up, not say a damn word, knowing you can't talk.
Right.
You gotta listen.
Yeah. Aren't you seeing that too?
My buddy Johnny Happy.
Yeah. Don't you see that too? Again, so my only. We were obnoxious as kids. My older brother and I are 11 months apart. And so we fought up until we were 12. So there was one day I threw a jab at him and just split my knuckle on his tooth. He looked at me. He was 11 months. So from like 12 to 13, he was 11 months more mature at that teenage year.
Yeah.
Right? And he looked at me like, I am going to kill you. And he didn't. Him and I never threw another punch again at each other, which is remarkable, But anyway, all I'm saying is, there's a point of, this is what I was trying to get at. When you're teaching people, like I was not really able to learn, like I couldn't listen up until 18 when I got sober, whatever. I could listen maybe in sports, I did football, I did some baseball. I only did boxing a couple of years. I think it's because my folks, my dad, they just didn't know what to do with us. They're like, okay, we raised these fucking degenerate wolves. What are we going to do with them? And they would drive us in and do the boxing thing. Tuesday night, Thursday night, man, fucking for a couple of years. And so I had a few matches, this and that. When I was,
where was this at?
This was in Upper Michigan.
Oh, okay.
But I'm cool, saying, no. It's I didn't go any further with it. And then, but I guess what I'm getting at is it was the violence was the overcompensation for all my own insecurities. For me, that's what it was. I don't know what it is for anybody else, but up into the night before Halloween, 1987, was my last fight. Last time I put my hands on somebody. And I got the fuck beat out of me by like 5 or 6 guys. At the end of this fight, I'm on my hands and knees. It's raining. And these guys are standing around me kicking me. So like this chunk out of my cheek. One guy hit me in the chin. Blood out of both ears. My blood is just pooling up at my waist. By the time I escaped this little scene, they fucked me up bad.
Sounds like it, man.
But
Damn.
they cured my violent situation. They cured it. They did. They fucking cured it. But anyway, but mad respect to the art of boxing, MMA. I watch UFC a lot. But just the one-to-one combat, right? And then here too, individual sport versus team sport, right?
Yeah.
There's a big difference there. But what I'm really getting at is teaching people or coaching people or mentoring people or sponsoring people, whatever. It's like if you don't have a good student, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
How do you break them down to where they listen?
That's hard to do.
If they don't show up willing to listen.
Yeah.
You just keep breaking them? What do you do?
You know, I try to make them have fun. I try to make it as much fun as I can, no matter what it is. You know, some of the kids that come in there, they don't have a clue. You know, they're bullied. You know, they're scared. You know, they don't want to talk to people, and you know, I can usually break them out after a little bit. You know, cheer them up and make them have fun, and
right.
You know, but it's I don't know, cruel world out there nowadays.
Yeah,
you know, kids and stuff and media, and it's all about material things, you know, and you know, it was like I tried to get a hold. I hope nobody gets in trouble, but you know, with the O'Fallon Police Department and the O'Fallon football team to get all the, you know, the big football players and the wrestlers and all the popular kids to get them together and say, hey, you see these kids that don't look right, overweight, be nice to them. Don't be bullying them, you know.
Right.
You know, and I, you know, and it's weird because, you know, what you were saying about all the guys beating you up. I think back and I think, man, I beat the shit out of a lot of people that didn't deserve it, you know, that opened up their mouth, shot their mouth off, and I dropped them, and they shouldn't, you know, and they had no idea what was coming at them, what was, you know, and what sometimes my drinking that encouraged it, even though I was never a mean drunk. You know, I was the happy slobber, Richard, you know, but I was never, violent, mean drunk at all whatsoever. You know, you pissed me off in a bar, I'm gonna get you, and I had an advantage, and I should have walked away from a lot of time, you know. And I feel bad over the years, you know, some of the people I hit and smacked that, you know, they didn't deserve it, you know. But then, you know, it was like, even though I picked that sport, it was, you know, weird. And I think, I did that. I picked a sport that was violent, you know, to hurt people. I mean, I got in that ring and I want to rip that dude's head off, man. You know, I was fighting for money, you know what I mean? I go into the attitude as he's trying to steal and rob from my family.
Right.
This dude's right now trying to rob my family if he beats me, you know, taking my money.
Right.
And, you know, now it's like, man, I don't see the violence in everything. I mean, I can get violent, don't get me wrong, but there's no need in it at all whatsoever. And it's you know, looking at it, you know, to get these kids off the fucking streets and the drugs too. The drugs and all the bullshit, man. You know, they try to just glorify it too much nowadays, and we need more people helping the kids, working together, get them off the street. And if we don't get them off the street, they're gonna get addicted to something. And you know, 100% it's gonna be the drugs or the alcohol. Right. We know that. Fuck, you know. Yeah.
So, okay. So, what work are you doing with kids or youth and things like that? I mean, aside from like at the boxing gym.
Well, we got the court order kids come in there on Tuesday. No, on Mondays and Wednesdays, like at 7:15. We got the court order kids come in there, and those are the ones that were, some of them were coming back. You know, that like it. You know, the judges court ordered them, and they don't want to be there. But I try to make them have fun.
Yeah.
You know, do the best I can. You know, it keeps me in shape.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's good for you, but at least they're getting some exposure too, right? Like I remember, I don't remember his name, but there was 2 situations like at some of the heaviest of my drinking at 17, 18 was I had my first hour, either it was science. Yeah, my first hour science teacher would call me at fucking home to ask if I was coming into school. No, I'm saying, here's what I'm telling you, is so I remember that guy fucking 37, 38 years later, well, give or take, 36, 37 years later, that's the guy. And then there was a guidance counselor too. I think I might have told this story before, but they had a little outreach thing for kids in high school whose parents maybe were drinking too much or drugging too much, okay? I show up because of me. Like, I knew how fucked up I was. There's like 6 or 8 or 10 kids in this fucking class. It wasn't a class. And come to think of it, I was like, well, shit, I can get out of this other fucking class if I just go sit in there. That was part of my motivation, right? But I go in there, I sit down, and there's nobody else in there because of their drinking or drugging. You know, it didn't last very long. But I also touched base with that guidance counselor. Maybe, I don't know, it was like maybe six months, a year sober. You know, and I thanked her for that because I remembered that. You remember those couple people that stepped in or, you know, actually cared.
Yeah, but I mean, you said it like I remember my senior year, my teacher was picking me up. Me and him would get high, and he'd drop me off in the back.
You remember him too? No, of course.
Well, we still talk to each other on Facebook and shit.
Oh.
And then my senior year, my history teacher, he was a soccer coach. He was like on a Friday. He goes, "Hey, what do you do this weekend, Carl?" I said, "I'm going over to so and so's party over there, lose the college." 2 of the guys I was running with, they had scholarships. I was a senior, a year ahead of me, you know, but they were playing soccer because I hung out with a lot of soccer players, but I played football, and they were having a big fraternity party there. And my history teacher, senior year, he picks me up the next day at the park by my house over there in Florissant Bay Park, and you heard through the grapevine he was a cool teacher.
Right.
Well, if he caught you getting high, at school,
you take it?
No, at school, if you seen the guys getting high that played soccer, you know, what do you think happens if you get caught getting high playing soccer?
Off the team, or at least you sit for a game or something.
He played a whole fucking game without a breath. Oh yeah,
without a what?
Without coming out.
They run the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah, he catches these guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how he punished them, and we won state championship.
Yeah.
You know, and it was. But that's a whole different ball game to talk about. I mean, my thing, nobody was ever tougher on me than I was, or my brother was, or my dad was, you know. My dad, I don't know if I told this story, I might have told this story, but he gets cancer, you know, I don't know, it was I want to say 9 years ago, I don't know. And both my mom and dad passed away, but he got this cancer diagnosis, and I talked to him on the phone, and you know, that's just traumatic for him, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, and then we got to talking about some of my writing and this and that, and my blog, and there's essays and poetry and whatever of my creative endeavors, and anyway, he said. We were talking about our youth and my youth. And so I don't know, he left maybe when I was 10 or something like that, but I was trying to describe it to him I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt his feelings, but I said, "Dad, let me explain this to you. You need to understand this. Like, the day you left was the best day of my fucking childhood because the tension went away, the fear went away, the whole chaos of him just being ignorant, you know, that went away. And so there was a time to calm down.
and to be relatively peaceful. Of course, I was so fucked up that it wasn't going to happen for me, you know? Like, I couldn't do enough. I couldn't achieve enough. I couldn't fight enough. There was nothing was going to fix that. But then when I found alcohol, I was like, hey, amen, brother. Give me a couple drinks. It calms that shit down. So I didn't, it's like I was fucked up long before, ever drinking or whatever. The drinking just knocked me out, brought me to a place that I needed to be. Because when I'm sober, I'm a wreck. The brain, my emotions, these resentments, this trauma, whatever. I need a solution. And so drinking was a solution for however long.
Well, everybody.
And then we find another solution. God as we understand God, whatever. So anyway. Okay, so tell me about the glory days. What? Tell me about how did you feel? Like, you didn't fight high, did you?
No.
Okay.
No, I just, there was getting to travel to France and Italy and fighting over in Germany and,
right.
Sparring and, 32nd Street gym in Times Square, and then that Miami Beach gym at Times Square. And I didn't realize this. I had a couple guys tell me that, those were gyms you had to get invited to.
Yeah.
And you can be gone overnight.
Yeah.
If you're not there to help these other great fighters, you're gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I stayed there for two years, man. I was banging with the best fighters, in 32nd Street gym at Times Square. And then the only reason I left there was to go over to Miami Beach before we went over to France, training, where Angelo Dundee, where Ali trained the Fifth Street gym there.
Right.
And that's when Mickey Rourke and them guys, were watching me. They were paying to watch us work out, and hooked up with Mickey Rourke. We became really cool friends and stuff. We did a couple interviews on KC with Smash. Me and Smash were really good buddies.
Yeah, I seen an old picture. I seen a picture of you, Mickey Rourke, whoever else was in the picture.
That was Duran.
Oh,
Duran.
okay.
Yeah, that's who just came in town last week, and I had an honor to pick him up, man. That was pretty cool. And if I was drinking, man, there's no way I would have the opportunity in the last few years.
None of this stuff.
Working with these kids, I mean, just, working with meeting, being around a lot of the people, and big thing was, Roberto Duran, Lights Out Tony, Ray Mercer, and there was a bunch of other Spinks, Corey Spinks, Michael Second to None. These guys were talking about a lot of sobriety, man. These guys, a lot of these guys got some good sobriety dates,
Right.
And the guy at the American Boxing Federation, I didn't know who he was. We were sitting at a breakfast luncheon last Friday. It was called Delicious. It's a little breakfast place in Ferguson.
Right.
It used to be called the Golden Grix. It was a bar. And they had my gloves hanging in and my pictures on the wall, and they come to my fights. I played softball for the Greeks, but everybody hung out there. It was a neighborhood bar in Old Town Ferguson, And but it's a restaurant. And I was telling this guy about all my drunken escapades in this place. We're sitting having breakfast, and find out he's in a program. He had 17 years.
Yeah.
Fell off the wagon about 3 years ago because his wife had surgery, and I got
stealing her pain pills or something.
No, he just said he got drunk. But because he felt bad because of her surgery and her scars, and whatever reason you want to use. I agreed with him, and like you're supposed to do. I wasn't gonna lecture him and tell him, man, don't bullshit me, okay? Right. I don't want to hear about it.
Right.
You drank 3 years ago. Don't make up no excuse.
Yeah,
you fucked up. Big deal.
Yeah.
Move on with your life, okay? Just jump right back on, and like you lost everything. I mean, if some people, they relapse and they think their world's over. Hey, man, if you're back that next day, you know what? Fuck it. You just was blink of an eye. You can remember everything you learned. Just put it to better pursuit now before it happens ever again. And change some different things, but
that's an interesting thing, isn't it? The relapse. Like, I haven't relapsed. I think I've had 3 accidental drinks where I got served the wrong drink. No, I mean, you stick around long enough, it's bound to happen if you're out socially, whatever. So, you can only smell your drinks so much. But so aside from the accidental drinks, And it's always so fucking disgusting. Like, it just hits your mouth and it's like, I'm gonna fucking throw up.
I haven't had one
It's
yet.
so horrible. Oh, so but again, point is, if and when you do, don't sweat it. Set it down. Boot, no big deal. Call somebody. Done.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I've heard people.
well, I got a buddy of mine. We went to his daughter got married.
I want to go back to
Saturday
this
night.
relapse thing.
go
Okay,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a beer. Look at that car, man. That's a badass car.
Yeah,
dude.
is that a Bel Air?
Man,
That's a Bel Air convertible, isn't it?
But he was drinking. It was a white can, and it had Budweiser, but underneath it in red things it said zero. He goes, here, there's no alcohol, man. It's zero. I'm like, but no.
He's giving that to you?
Well, no, he was trying to because that's what he drinks.
Oh.
He goes, here, try. He goes, don't you miss me? I go, no, fuck no. People were like, oh, I like drink beer. I don't drink to get drunk. I never drank it because I like
The
the
taste? Oh, it's like looking at a cat's ass.
I only drank beer to fucking get drunk, and I drank. You ever do shots? That never tasted good, but I knew it was gonna fuck me up, so I kept doing it.
That's great.
Motherfucker, I like good taste of beer. Bullshit, man. So there were people I think that they're trying to get a little fix off of the NA, whatever.
Yeah.
There's still like a little percentage of alcohol.
Sure,
they say
there
that's in
is,
there.
yeah.
And it's like, why? I mean, I have no desire to have any alcohol in me at all because I know just whatever amount it is, it'll get there. And when it gets there, well, fuck, what do I do then? Well, I went 1 ounce above or 1 ounce below. Well, you know what I mean? There's no reason. For me. I'm like, and I don't want to. I have no desire. I have no desire to drink something that's only a little bit. Well, it was like my neighbor Nick. He came over last night. He was drinking Natty Daddy. It's a malt liquor, but it's 8% alcohol.
Right,
right. Come over. Me and Debbie are sitting out back. We're barbecuing and shit, getting everything, and and I think it was pretty cool. I'm like, he goes, yeah, 8%. I'm like, well, why not? It beats 5 ounce.
It sounds great.
Well, yeah, it beats more. Regular can was 5 ounce alcohol. He's got 8 ounce alcohol. I'm like, oh yeah, you might as well.
Right.
It's like when I drank straight, tequila or vodka, man, I didn't need room for soda or water. That was less alcohol. You know what I mean?
Less efficient.
If I put any amount of water, soda in my whiskey, fuck that.
Right.
That was taking whiskey away from that glass.
Yeah. It's like sex with a condom.
Oh shit.
But or how about this? Let's say you got a strawberry allergy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get little strawberry stickers and just lick them. What are you trying to do?
Well,
anybody that does that.
Well, you say that, it's like I knew a dude years before. He couldn't. You talk about chicken, man, and it was just because he got food poisoning from chicken, and just the thought. But I'm thinking about how many times I woke up hungover, feel like shit to drive, throwing up, thinking, I never fucking drinking again, and you're like, ooh, man, a couple of day or 2 or 3 or hours later, I'm drinking again. And this son of a bitch, it took him one time for chicken poisoning.
Yeah, and he never touched it again.
Yeah. And you're thinking,
isn't that interesting? Because that's not how the addiction works, right? It doesn't work like that.
No.
Oh, here's my other example. When I was a young, preteen, or maybe as a teenager, anyway, I don't remember what happened, but I was going commando, and I was zipping my jeans up, and I caught my dick in my fucking zipper. Guess how many times that happened? One fucking time. Not once ever again was I so lackadaisical as to zip my fucking pecker in my jeans.
Well, yeah.
Same thing. Chicken, zipper.
Yeah. Or gas. I've never ran out of gas. And my ex-wife, she ran one time, and it never happened again.
Right.
And my gal now, man, when it gets under a half, why not? There ain't no sense of wait, because if you wait till it's under a half,
funny.
all of a sudden it's under a quarter, and then you're rushing around.
Later.
And then it's all of a sudden it's a Friday or Saturday, and we've got to go somewhere, and she's on knee, and she knows better than play that shit.
Right. Okay, So these are great lessons, like for ordinary people, right? But
Oh yeah,
that
man.
shit doesn't play with drinking, drug addiction, pill addiction, fucking.
It just destroys anything and everything it could possibly be. I mean, I know they say people, oh, I'm a social drinker. I only get drunk. I got buddies of mine. They only get drunk on the weekends. But when they get drunk on the weekends, it's destroying their their insides. It's fucking destroying their insides to their bodies. Sometimes they remember things, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I'll be around family members, and it's sad because they'll just, and I got a very big family, and and it hurts, man. I see some of my nieces and nephews, man, making mistakes that don't need to be made.
Right. Sure.
And for the fact that if they was to not drink, how much more fun they'd have, because we got fucked up, man. And I don't remember what we did.
I mean,
great.
People that can, and if they can keep it moderate and fucking not kill people, go right ahead. I don't give a shit what people do,
But people have, it's like, they're playing the lottery, because I mean, we had a friend of mine once. It was just not too long ago over Christmas. Lay down, stay there. Over the Christmas holidays, we were somewhere, and me and Debbie were there, and I didn't know this, but I knew my buddy. He was too drunk to drive, and we're they're in Florissant. We're going back to O'Fallon, and she's like, well, so and so said she didn't want to drive either, and I'm like, why didn't you say something to me? He told me he couldn't drive. She told you she couldn't drive. We're both sober.
Right.
I mean, one of us could have drove their cars and it was in Florissant. They live in Florissant. Yeah, we had, I got pretty upset at her, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do, if I shouldn't, or if I should, because to her, maybe it's, their lesson they have to deal with, their adults.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about it. But then on the other hand, it's me. It's like, man, that's friends of ours, What happens if something happened and you think, wow, what if one of us would have drove them home? And,
then you second guess it forever.
Yeah.
You got your phone with you?
Yeah.
What time is it? We'll just check that 5 o'clock. Oh, it's over there. Yeah, I just don't know what time it is. I could check. I think we're good. We're good. We're at 52 minutes. Whatever. Yeah, we're good.
What time is it?
From when we started, it's probably 4:30, 4:40, or something like that. Anyway, so dude, what else, man? Fucking, what else you want to talk about?
It don't matter to me. I like to talk about, trying to get more people together, supporting the kids more.
Community stuff, outreach stuff, private, public.
Public or private, public, whatever. We're up here at this boxing therapy here in Frenchtown, Old Town, and it's not the boxing, it's the, when you come in there, it's for people, you're gonna use every muscle. You're using every single muscle you have, and you're building endurance, and it's a better conditioning. It's, we got weights in there, and all the exercise equipment, but
tires outside, I see.
Yeah. Well, it's the hitting the bag, of the release of stress, aggravation, depression.
Right.
I mean, there's so many things that come along. You're breathing, man. Nothing wrong. Lifting weights. We got the weights, but you're just laying and lifting, or you're
right.
doing your legs, and I did one set. I'm gonna talk to this guy. No, you got a time. You're hitting the bag. You're using
just jumping rope.
Yeah.
How fucking hard is that?
Exactly. Just simple things. And as you build, man, it's people enjoy it. They enjoy. They see how much they're getting better each day, each week.
Endurance, breathing. You name it.
I can hit the bag for a minute. Wow, I hit it for 2 minutes this time. And you get better and better, and you're building every muscle in your body. Right. Every single muscle, you're toning in. Mm-hmm. You're toning in everything. You're not, working on your arm, your leg. Everything is toning in at the same time while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So.
And cardiovascular endurance too, right? So when something does come up It's like, oh, I think about this every time I get on a row machine just for my 10, 15 minutes, whatever. When I do my pussy cardio, I'll get on the row machine and then I'll fucking cycle on the bike. I'll do 30 minutes as my second time at the gym, you know. But anyway, so every time I fucking do the row machine, I think of there's lakes up north where there are no motor lakes and they're catch and release only, this and that, whatever. But so we used to launch rowboats on these lakes, and you go rowing around all day. I mean, all fucking day.
That'd be a great workout, man.
I know, right? And or if you get you launch, all of a sudden you got a west wind. Whatever you do, you're coming back into the wind. So wear yourself out and then try to get back to the dock, you know, this one particular lake I'm thinking about. And so listen, I have rowed, and or even if you're just rowing in a canoe, I've rowed to just the forearm cramp just in one day. So I'm saying the better shape you are, the better this, the better that, whatever, you can do shit that you wouldn't have been able to do. People just climbing flights of stairs.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah, or getting a ladder, climbing up a ladder.
Exactly. Here's why I say this, because I have gotten lightheaded from standing up. You know, I'm just saying, most people, the blood flow, the this and that, whatever. You know, I mean, especially as we get older. Now you're a sight older than I am. I just turned 54.
Really?
Yeah. But shit, I need to keep this thing moving, man, because it's not going far. This thing, you know. Anyway,
what are you doing? I mean, besides having a little hole.
I do some weight training. I do stairs at Creve Coeur.
There you go. That's good.
Well, not that many. You know, I'll do 5 flights, which is 1,100. 1,100 stairs up, 1,100 stairs down. I think it's about shit. It might even be 40 minutes.
That ain't bad
for five flights of it. But again, I'm not doing that every day. You know, twice a week maybe. You know, simple shit. I'm not jumping rope. I'm not doing any distance stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I had a shoulder reconstruction. What are we looking at?
Another shepherd.
Another boy shepherds. My brother and his family, they were breeding East German shepherds for a while. Yeah? These working dogs, they are crazy, but and expensive.
Yeah.
You know.
Fuck, he's expensive to feed.
Right? Just eating a lot. Why is he so peaceful? They just train him that way?
I trained him that way.
Yeah. When did you get him?
When he was 8 weeks old.
Right.
Yeah. And I've been with him. I just had knee surgery, one of my knee surgeries, and I was home literally for 3 years. My knee was fucked up, just with him. I mean, I was drinking too, you know.
Right.
But I was home. We were inseparable, man, and we still are now. For 8 years, I trained him, take him everywhere with me.
Right.
And he's the third dog I've had like that, man. And people were always like, dude, you should have been dog training. I should have been.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've had 3 dogs like that that are just so well-mannered. Because I treat them like I was a child, you know?
Yeah.
You know, spoke to them like a when they were little, you know, and just spent time with them. Time with them. And that's what it's all about.
Patty's dog, our dog, I guess, Frosty. Anyway, if I leave without verbally telling him what I'm doing and that I'm coming back, he just thinks it's the end of the world. If I, you know, I'll walk out the door. If I didn't say it, we just went over this. So I had to turn around and come back and tell him, hey, I gotta go. I'll be back. Everything's cool. See you soon.
He's got a ritual whenever I'm gone, which ain't long. If I'm away from him, like when I get to the gym, I'll go to the gym. She'll come work out for a little bit. She'll take him home.
Right.
When I get home, man, he's got a ritual. I got to sit on the floor. He puts his head as hard as he can, and he whines.
Just in your.
He ducks his head into me and just he whines and whines and whines.
It's like, why did you leave me? I'm
exactly.
So glad you're
Every
back.
time he does that, man. Yeah, we got a pretty good bond.
Yeah, good.
So yeah, we're inseparable, man. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and he's the most laid back animal. I mean, he just lays there. Other dogs come by.
Does he get some exercise? Or
he's got bad hips. He had hip surgery a couple years ago.
Geez.
Yeah, so he's on medicine, but he'd love to run and play and go, and I'd love to let him, but he can't because of his hips. But other than that, man, he is the most extremely animal I ever met. He's gotten along with farm animals, every animal you ever imagine. He's been around. He don't care.
Right. It's pretty secure then.
Yeah, he loves to get petted, and that's all he ever does, man. We live 2 blocks from a grade school. No bush. Me and Debbie be sitting there like, oh, kids wouldn't even know. They be laying in the front yard, playing with him. You gotta be kidding me.
The kids don't. They just approach him.
Yeah, they just come up and they know him because they walk to and from school.
Right.
And he stays out in the front yard. He won't leave the front yard.
Right.
So through the years in school, we'll walk Bambino in the neighborhood and fuck all the kids know him. Hey, Bambino, run up. Hey, Bambino, pet him and shit. It's like, well, no, these kids.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Frosty's that way down here. I don't know. And every shop, especially the ones that give out treats.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, where's my treat? Anyway, they all know Frosty. Bambino, what's up, buddy? Look at it. He knows you're talking about him.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to include him in our thumbnail picture. Yeah, but dude, I appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, this was good, man. I didn't know what to expect. I don't know if it was decent
Simple.
talk or.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to do it again and maybe write a topic or something to follow, a script if you want to, or.
Nah, we don't have to do that. We can.
Here's all kinds of shit. I could talk about the people, like the city of St. Louis, all the trash down there, what they need to do to clean that up. And,
right. Yeah. Well, let's we'll punt that into the future, and the door's open, man. If you want to come back. Plus, the quality of my friends, like these other people. It's like, so wait, do I need to talk to this guy again or that guy again? It's like, yeah. Or I had somebody message. So anyway, I have to talk to the booker, the mysterious booker for the show.
Yeah, because I don't know if my format.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about these other guys.
No, I know. I'm saying, yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, that was good. I say I didn't know you that well.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff. So it's been good. Well, let's wrap it up there until the next time.
Yeah, man.
Love you,
cool,
brother.
Love you too, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
for sure.
Thanks for that.
Thank you for sticking around. Stop back for more Paul Carlo and Bambino. And stay tuned for more REPHETIC podcasts. Thanks for viewing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, cool.
See you.
To know who we are, and where we're going, we must know how we arrived here. Welcome to REPHETIC, a revolutionary study of the Great Pyramid, which promises to rewrite civilization's history